And a question for the players first.
Okay. Another gritty performance from this team that I think they're just trying to get people to stay to the very end, maybe. UCI is a really good basketball team. I think that they're going to win a lot of ball games. I think they're picked to win their conference. And, they've been in the top, probably 25, maybe even top 15 in the nation in defense over the years, and it's kind of hard to watch on film and figure out where or why they are that way. But when we were in the middle of it, you could see, right? I think more of it's because they put you on your heels on offense when they're on offense. Took us a full half to figure out how to get them to slow down, and I thought we again had some really gutty performances and had different people stepping up. I thought it was a battle the whole night, and our kids aren't panicking, and I really, really like that about them. They just seem to keep their composure. It's getting heated in some timeouts, and they're taking the coaching and they're sticking together, and that's what I really, really like. But UCI, again, I just want to give them a lot of credit. I thought they played really, really hard and gave us a good scare for sure. Huge threes by Jada. I think she's been really pushing through a lot of things to try to get to where she can help us, and it's just taken her a little while from her injuries and things like that, and it was really fun to see her step out of that tonight, and everyone can see what type of offensive player she can be. But the flip side of that is her defense is really what's helping us, is because she's being super physical, rebounding well, super smart on the back side of that zone especially. And I'm just really proud of just all the things that she's doing for us. And what a great night for her, because I've been there, done that, and it's not fun to play against your kid. And so I know that was especially hard for her dad and for her as well. And I thought that she played really, really well and handled all of that. And then this one over here, Kyla, I'm so proud that she got a double-double in officially, because she had one in our exhibition game, and she didn't get credit for that. So really fun to see her really battle through and just to continue to go at it. Like, she's going to learn how to power up through that and through some of that contact and finish. But man, she had 13 rebounds, I think, or whatever, and the last 2 or 3 were huge for us that sealed the win. So really proud of her as well. She just keeps getting better and better.
Kyla, like Coach said, another double-double for you. What do you think's been the biggest improvement in your game from year 1 to year 2?
I'd say my biggest improvement is toughness. I definitely have been coached on that a lot. I was I'd get rebounds last year, but I would not hold on to it, or I'd get bumped and just kind of go, back to the other team. But I feel like this year a lot more of I'm taking it from other players, and I'm holding on to it a lot more and making smarter choices once I have the ball instead of just kind of throwing it away. So I feel like that's a big part of it.
And Jada, obviously you transferred here from Colorado. What did you think about the crowd tonight?
Oh, it's so cool. I love especially when they're just yelling, going crazy. You hit a shot and you go like this, and they're right there with you. And I think it just adds so much to the atmosphere and gets you really going. So it's awesome.
Jada, as Coach mentioned, you hit some big threes there in the second half. You plan on, talking a little trash to your dad since y'all got the win?
She did it on the court. Did you see her? I just asked her that as we were walking in.
Yeah, after the third one, I kind of ran back, smiled, and laughed at him, and then got back to defense. But I didn't say anything. I just gave him that look, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Did y'all talk a lot leading up to the game this, past week or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird playing against, your parents, and, he's secretly cheering for me, and, that he's my dad. And so it's just, it was an awkward situation, but, we made the most of it. I was like, I'm going to beat you. We're winning this game. And he was saying the same. And so just that competition was really fun.
And Kyla, the third game in a row, y'all have come back from a deficit. Just what has this recent stretch done for the team's confidence, when they're in situations like that?
I feel like it's boosted a lot of our confidence. We definitely are learning to stay composed. We are also learning that we need to pick it up in the first half, but we've learned how to battle and fight for each other and recognize the little things that'll help us and keep us in the game and push us past everyone.
Any more questions for Kyla or Jada? Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Go get some rest.
Coach, as Kyla kind of alluded to, has there been a specific thing that, has caused y'all to come out slow or, go into the half trailing these past few games?
I don't know specifically if I could put I think they just have to get used to it, right? If anything, it's probably their youth of just playing tougher competition, and they're having to get used to how we're defending, or we've had except for the Rutgers game, we've had shorter scout time, and so it takes them a little while to really see how fast they play, or to see how physical they are, to see how they are going to come off some different ball screens. So I think that's probably most of it. But, more than anything, I just think that I just love that they just keep competing. I think they just fight, and it's not always going to go our way. We still make a lot of turnovers, which lead to easy buckets for the other team. I think that gets them. They don't have to fight so hard to get points on the board. Whereas I feel like we're really having to fight for points on the board early. And if we don't get a quick, easy look, I think sometimes that can set us back a little bit.
And it felt like things really changed when y'all went to the zone. Just what went into the decision to switch to that defense?
We just couldn't get the ball stopped. We kept letting them get to the paint. They were getting really high percentage shots and just kind of overpowering us. I looked at it at halftime. I knew that they didn't shoot the ball particularly well from the three-point line, but we've got to learn how to guard that. We've got to learn how to stay in our man and adapt to how fast they're playing. And really, part of it was our offense, because we weren't tagging on our offensive shots, so they were getting some really fast transition buckets, or just getting the ball down the floor quick, and we just looked a little tired too from the weekend probably. So I just think that our kids. I just was like, I'm never going to be too prideful, right, to lose a ball game. So we had to do the same thing against Rutgers, because they were just overpowering us inside. And so, we went to a zone and made them shoot it over the top of us and gave us a few more rebounders on the inside.
Coach, they threw a couple different full court presses at you. How did you think the team responded to that?
In the first half, I didn't think we responded very well. We told them that it was more of a show for press, and I think a lot of people always say that people that press don't handle press as well. And I reminded our kids of that in the timeout. But I thought the longer that we went, the better that we got. I don't recall too many turnovers against the press. I know one, we got a 10-second call late in the game, and I didn't even see what was happening to it because I was talking to an official. But I did think that our kids continued to handle it and realize that once they got the ball down the court, if we couldn't score immediately, then we needed to really execute. And I thought we did a better job of that in the second half.
And we talked about Jada's clutch threes, but Riley also hit one late in the game. What did you think of her performance tonight?
I'm super proud of her. Riley hasn't had as many minutes to get herself going this year, and I can tell that she's lost a little bit of her confidence. And so I had even told her before this game that I thought she was going to get some good looks, and I really wanted her to be confident and shoot the basketball. I love the fact that was a extra pass that was made, and that we found her over there in the corner. She wanted the ball. She was definitely calling for it. It was so great to see it go down. And then even when she missed the little bunny at the end, I had just told her in the 2-on-1, I said, man, the best way to get Kyla the basketball is for you to go shoot it. So I know she was thinking, I'm going to go shoot it. And she should have. It was just an unlucky roll, but I don't want that to affect her confidence. And I told her in the timeout, I was like, you should have shot it. That's what you got to do. So I was really proud of her.
Coach, talking about Jada, did you have, kind of a game plan going into that second half to get, plays drawn up specifically for her, or did she just keep finding the right spot at the right time?
Well, we did try to go to a roll rise offense for her to be able to come out of the hole and shoot it whenever Bailey went off of a high pick. And I think that's where she got her first couple looks. It might have been where she got her first three. I'm not sure. But after that, it was just she was in the right spot at the right time and the ball found her, and thought our kids did a really good job of finding her, and she was really feeling it at that point. And I loved the one in transition because I think those sometimes can be difficult, but when you're confident, when you're a really confident shooter, those are the best ones, and I thought that was huge. I think that was her third one when she hit that.
And then just talk about Bailey's performance tonight, 20 plus, and then just had some clutch buckets there.
Yeah, Bailey was really gritty tonight. She's under the weather big time and has really fought through and has been a great example to our team of what competitors look like. You know, even when you don't feel great, you still practice. Even when you don't feel great, you still play. Even when you don't feel great, you play your heart out and you play your guts out. And I thought she did that tonight. You know, it wasn't pretty early. I jumped in the middle of her in a couple of timeouts, and I think that's really good too and I think we have a lot of really good players on our team, and I probably could say this about a couple of them, but when you can coach your best players hard, your team's going to be pretty good. And I think that we can definitely coach Bailey hard.
Coach, yesterday you spoke about the toughness, the unity of this team. Can you talk about how those qualities kind of helped with the second half comeback tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's somebody different every night, right? I mean, we keep talking about that. And tonight it was Jada. Tonight it was Kyla. Bailey obviously was consistent with that, but they're staying together. I mean, Ashley Chevalier needs to be on the floor for defense. And for whatever reason, we had a good run going in that zone without her out there, but we put her in at the end, and she had a smile on her face. Her attitude was fantastic, and she's just one example of that, right? I mean, Jasmine Shavers didn't get many minutes tonight, not as many as she normally does, because it just wasn't happening at the time for her. But you know, if that happens and they don't handle that well, that can really tear a team up and tear up some momentum, and that's not happening with this team. They are really in it for each other, and I think they're really excited for each other's successes, and I think that's the unity and the togetherness that we've got to continue to have to continue to win ball games.
Coach, can you talk about UC Irvine's number one off the bench, just kind of the success she had with 21 points?
I think this is only her third game back, so clearly she's a player. And I don't know if she's coming back from an injury or what, but we didn't have a lot of film on her. And she's a very nice player, and she certainly gave us some fits, just overpowered us. Her jumper is really, really nice. And if she continues to get healthier and obviously back in their rotation a little bit better, they're going to be really good. So I think we beat a good team tonight, and I think the more they play, the more it's going to help us that we beat them, because I think they're going to win a lot of basketball games.
And then amidst those scoring droughts, Kyla was kind of the one that came in and snapped those. Can you kind of talk about what it is that makes her the type of player to come into a game and end a streak like that? Well,
number one, she plays hard all the time. She never takes a possession off. She never takes a practice off. She's the Energizer bunny that makes us go. I mean, because she continues to give us great, great effort. And so I think that because of that, she makes hustle plays that can spark you, right? Like an offensive rebound putback, maybe a block, maybe a defensive rebound, when she can run the floor. You know, I mean, obviously it's beautiful when she runs the floor. And she doesn't seem to get tired. She would probably disagree with me on that, but she certainly is going to push through that. So I just think it's because of how hard she plays is why she's able to make big plays for us at crucial times.
Coach, could you talk about the quick turnaround this week going into against Houston Christian, and what kind of goes into that for y'all with such a short window?
Yeah, so clearly we just did that at Vegas, right? I mean, we had less than 24 hours to play Santa Clara, and so we're going to rely on that a lot. I think we're exceptionally tired too from that tournament. So tomorrow we will have to definitely recover, ice baths, and just really do a lot of mental preparation and try to get our legs back under us, understand the scout and understand how we need to defend them. And to be honest, this is why our depth is so good. I think that's why different people are stepping up, because the fatigue is a real thing. And for us to be able to have that type of depth, I think that's really helping us right now win basketball games when maybe in years past we couldn't go that deep in our bench and couldn't come away with the win in the fourth quarter.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.